On this past Saturday at the South Carolina versus Texas A&M college football game played at Texas A&M, a Texas trooper who was working the end zone purposely shoved through two South Carolina players after a touchdown was made. It was very obvious that this bump and shove was done on purpose. Nobody, and I don't give a damn who you are, can make and give me any excuse of this butthole's action and give it any justification. Now, my biggest pet peeve is that ever since this happened, public reporters as well as social media types keep saying that this butthole needs to be suspended. Nah, that is not right. This dude needs to be not only fired, but he also needs to be arrested and charged with assault. This was a premeditated action, as everyone can see. As the wide receiver was scoring a touchdown, before he made his way up the tunnel, the police officer was on the side of the end zone. When the players were coming back out, this is when the officer goes up the tunnel and goes through his ritual. I guess he was flexing and thought he was the key man of the field. So we have a wide receiver by the name of Nick Harper who caught the touchdown. He was the one that got pushed and immediately pointed at and chastised with threats. But the thing that everybody seems to be overlooking and not talking about is the fact that a second South Carolina player was also elbowed and shoved. Anybody who has seen the video sees that the officer pushes through Nick Harper. The other player has never been mentioned yet. The trooper throws his elbow into him and pushes through. Both of these actions are assault. So we have 2 counts of assault along with a count of threatening as he turned around and pointed at Nick Harper, yelling and screaming. So what that the officer got sent home? So what that he can't work any college football games anymore? But you tell me, if an everyday citizen decided to walk through a group of police officers making contact, then turning around and cussing them out, I really want you to tell me what you think will happen to that citizen. Right now, all this talk about he got sent home, or we'll deal with it later. No. This happened, as we stated before, on a national televised game where millions are watching and in front of a stadium full of 100,000 fans. This man didn't care. He could care less. He thought that uniform made him invincible, but it also showed his preference of like and dislike. Now, here's the other thing that's ticking me off as well. You also have these people, every time something happens with an officer, they'll say, well, he needs to be retrained. They need to go back to training. No, that does not help. This, if you look at it, is psychological and it's instilled deeply. It is hatred. And I don't give a damn how many lies an officer gives to get the job. Sooner or later, that hate's going to come out and it's going to come to light. And that's what happened here. He used his uniform for strength and thinking that he can do whatever he wants to do. And this is what makes him out of control and not ready to be an officer of the law. He should never had even passed training. He should have never been a cop in the first place. And I'm going to say this for me personally. We're looking at 18, 19, 20-year-olds that this officer launched into. If I'm the coach and I seen that on that screen, big screen as a replay, or if I seen it in my action, I'm stopping the damn game. I'm finding that officer myself. Oh, he's going to get my what for? Because my thing about it is, all these grown people in the building, and they had nothing to say about that. They saw that. They saw the confrontation. But what did they say? Oh, it's just a police officer. No, everybody needs to be held accountable, especially somebody in the police occupation. So, this butthole, I'm gonna keep calling him that, and here's my other pet peeve. How is it that we don't know his name yet? How is it that he did such an action and he was reprimanded? The name should have went public. What's the cover up? Why are we hiding it? We want to wait it out? Going to wait till time goes on and we forget? Oh no, we got him on school duty now. He's a crossing guard. I don't care. He should be in prison or jail or whatever it is and never allowed to be a police officer again. So here's the problem here. Here's the thing. I got a set of questions for y'all. Y'all know if y'all watch my show, I got questions. All right? It's now time to find out just how many assault complaints are we talking about from this officer? How many false arrest complaints do we have from this officer? How many times have we had any complaints listed on this office? How many pullovers that were questionable have we got from this office? This opens the door for that. And we need to know what's going on here. And let's talk about something else that's not being talked about. You have to understand, anybody that knows me know that I am a big sports fan. I watch the game. So, let me give you a scenario. Nick Harper catches the ball. He runs down the middle of the field. He angles over. And then he angles out of bounds after scoring a touchdown. Here's my point. There was a young white man standing on the sideline there. Nick Harper trying to slow his speed down, grabbing at his hamstring, got the ball in his hand. The young white man takes him with full force, punches down, and knocks the ball out of Nick Harper's hand. I was already screaming, what the hell? Did y'all see that? Now, the follow-through is what everybody keeps seeing on the replay of Nick Harper going up the tunnel, the officer coming, and so on. So my problem is this. Why is there nobody talking about the fact that the ball was punched out of his hand by someone on the side? It was not addressed. It hasn't been talked about. And if this person is a student of Texas A&M, he needs to be expelled. If you can't control yourself in anger the way he did, let me put it to you like this here. Him punching that ball down out of that player's hand is no different than what that cop did by shoving him, and I guess he's going to be a future police officer because his name's not being mentioned. It's not getting even brought about. It's almost like the action of the police officer makes this a cover-up. Maybe he's lucky in that, except for one thing. I saw it. And if I saw it, others can see it too. As I said, he should have been expelled for what he just did. Now, let's go back to Mr. Trooper. Had Mr. Trooper been doing his job, he would have recognized, hey, he just punched that ball out of that player's hand. Let me go over here and get him. But instead, he goes after those black plates. You get my drift about what I'm saying right here? Because had he been doing his job and when it got the young man, he wouldn't be in hot water right now. But he had a problem with the black players, them, and not the white sideline guy, him, because he was white. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let that lie right there. I know y'all have heard this enough, but I felt like the things that were not being addressed, the second player being shoved, the guy punching the ball, and all of that needs to be talked about, not just one piece of it. I'm going to close this out, and I'm going to say bye-bye.